Hey, good people, how y'all doing? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be giving you all my review on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 12, Episode 12. Let's go. So the episode opens up right where we left off. We are at Diana's house for her Christmas party. And let me tell y'all something. Diana's house is really beautiful. I don't really care for Diana, not one little bit, but I have to give credit where credit is due. Her house is absolutely stunning. We're going to see that her boyfriend is performing, her fiance, excuse me, is performing inside. And I felt like the whole backdrop of his performance was really beautiful. She did a great job on the party. She really did. Erica is, to me, Erica Jane is putting on for the cameras at this particular point in time. I didn't know what to make of her whole drinking thing because she's always presented herself to us to be very in control of everything, like to the T. You know, when she first was drinking and stuff like that, it was initially for me believable. But at this point in time, it's like overkill. Like, girl, there is no way that you have allowed yourself to come down this far. And I think that she's just putting on because she does not want to take the heat for everything that's going on in her personal life as far as all of these lawsuits and her alleged participation in her husband's alleged scheming. So I'm just watching a great actor at this particular point in time from my viewpoint. The way that Asher was in the house singing and when Asher was putting on his performance and she's singing alongside him and literally nobody is saying anything to her. Nobody finds that stranger odd. I think that Garcelle and Cherie both shared kind of like a look to each other like, girl, what's she doing? But aside from that, nobody says anything. Like, really, y'all? That to me just blew my mind because had it had been somebody else in this group, they would have been told to hush. They would have been had a talking to immediately after this whole thing happened. So yeah, at this point, I'm just over Erica Jane and her whole "I'm pretending I'm drunk" situation. Kathy Hilton, I just have one question for Kathy Hilton, and I think that this is just a question that I have for her at all times. What the hell are you doing? She rolls up to Cherie like she knows Cherie. Cherie looked completely dumbfounded, like, I don't think we've met before, Kathy. But Kathy's trying to be matter of fact, yes, we have. And then when she realizes that Cherie is probably right, she's like, oh, well, you know, these eyes. And she awkwardly walks away. That scene was so awkward to me. Poor Cherie. She was just taken aback. Like, this woman really thinks that she knows me from somewhere. I thought that was funny. It reminded me of the flashback that they played where she tells Garcelle that she thought that she was Kyle. I just think that Kathy is just very wacky, but I also feel like she's probably a good time as well. So, like I said, guys, Asher is inside entertaining the women through song, and he really can sing. Because I was wondering, like, what does he do? Apparently, he's a singer. I don't know if he has a singing contract, a writing contract, or anything like that. But yeah, he did a good job tonight. He really, really did. And he could have been completely thrown off by Erica, but he held his own. And did y'all peep Diana in the background looking at him like she's a proud mother? I thought that was so funny. Kathy, Renna, Diana, and Erica are sitting down talking, and Erica tells Kathy, listen, I need to just get this off my chest. I want to apologize to you because you sent me several invitations to certain things that you were doing, and I did not come. Erica says that she did not come because she did not want to bring her scorn and scarlet letter to any of the activities. And I'm guessing what she's getting at is Paris's pre-wedding festivities. Erica begins to cry, and then we see Lisa Renna wiping a little tear from her eye. I'm like, Lisa, girl, why are you crying? Are you touched by this? Oh, okay. So Erica's going on, and then she's using some choice words. And I don't think Kathy is somebody who likes to hear or be around people that curse and are drunk pretty much. So Kathy's like, excuse me, I'm just going to exit stage left here because it's a little chilly out here. I'm just going to go inside. So Kathy goes inside, and it's Kyle, Garcelle, and Cherie talking. And Garcelle says, so how's Erica doing? Kathy, who's only been around Erica for about 5 minutes, says she's out of control. So here goes Kyle. Well, I just feel like we have to give her a little bit of grace. She's been through a lot and blah, 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 blah. Garcelle's like, no, You can give her grace. You can give her a pass. I ain't giving her no pass. As they're talking about their concerns with Erica, Lisa Rinna says to Erica, put your drink down. And Erica says no. And Rinna's like, oh, okay. I'm like, girl, I know you're not her mother or anything like that, but yeah, you could have did a little bit more than just, oh, okay, I'll just let you continue to sit here and embarrass yourself. If these women consider themselves to be good friends, I want no parts of this. Again, I see later that Lisa does actually talk to Erica and let her know how she feels about the drinking. But in this moment, I'm like, Lisa, it's just you, Erica, and Diana. Now I can see if you don't want to say anything to Erica, if say Garcelle and Sutton are around, because you know that they have a little thing. But it's just you and Diana. Certainly you can tell this woman that she needs to relax. Kyle inside the house is saying that she has been very careful not to put a label on someone because of what happened with her sister Kim. And I'm like, well, I wish that you would have given Kim that same grace, because you seem to have no problem putting her stuff out there. Matter of fact, that's probably one of the most iconic moments on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. I remember that scene like I just watched it yesterday. So it's okay for you to treat your sister like that, but when it comes to Erica, you have nothing to say. And it's really because, we all know Erica lashes out at people. And I just think that Kyle does not want to deal with that. But still, girl, you're not looking like a good friend because you're not letting this woman know you're making a complete fool of yourself. Yes, you might be fun to hang around, but it's also a little troubling and a little scary sitting here watching you do the things that you're doing. And another thing, Kyle is okay with everything because it hasn't affected her yet. Now, mind you, Crystal has an issue with Erica based upon the laxative comments and trying to tell her what she can and can't eat, basically. Garcelle has an issue with Erica because she cursed out her son. And now Kathy has an issue with Erica based upon how sloppy Erica is. So all three of these women have an issue because it has affected them. Kyle doesn't have an issue yet because it really hasn't affected her. But let her have cursed out Portia like that, or let her have said something about your eating disorder, I guarantee she would have an issue. Now, again, she might not say nothing directly to Erica, but she's going to get in that confessional and let us know what's what. Kyle also says something very interesting. She says that Garcelle is trying to force her to say that Erica has a drinking problem. I'm like, well, shoot, when you brought up Kim just now, you was trying to force Kathy to agree with the fact that, Kim had a drinking problem. So what are you really saying, Kyle? I'm going to tell you what gave me life throughout this whole episode. The little glimpses of Cherie's face was everything to me. We're back outside again with Erica, Diana, and Renna. And Erica says that she was inspired to deal with her mental health because of Diana's daughter, Amelia. Now, guys, first of all, I don't know, we've only heard a couple of times and now have seen Diana's daughter this one time on screen, but I'm pretty sure her name is not Amelia. Erica clearly was talking about Lisa Rinna's daughter, Amelia, who herself has talked a lot about mental health. So this is again that act that she's trying to put forth where she's confused as to who she's talking to and confused as to which child belongs to whom. And again, Lisa's sitting right there and says not a mumbling word. Erica begins to list all of these medications that she's on to Diana and Renna. Erica claims that although she's on all of these medications, and I mean, she must have at least listed 4 or more medications that she's on, in spite of all of that, she's fine. Girl, if delusion was a person. But Crystal says that her friends will check her when she's out of line. Obviously, we all know that to be a sign of a really good friend. That's going to let you know, hey girl, no, your mouth is reckless. Hey girl, no, you over here drinking too much. Hey girl, no, that dress does not match. Hey girl, no, those shoes don't match that outfit. Like, you need a friend like that. Nobody needs a yes, yes, yes person, because a yes, yes, yes person is only in the friendship for one reason, and more than likely is for what you can give them. So for people like Kyle to not try to get to the bottom of what's going on with Erica and try to help her work through the situation, she's just saying, everything is fine. We're just really enjoying her. Let's give her grace. How much grace can a person get? And please, for the love of God, stop victimizing Erica. She's not the victim. Okay? These orphans and widows and those people are the victims. If you're telling me she's unraveling like this because of the lawsuits, Imagine what those people have to be going through, and they probably don't even have the money to pay for a lawyer or to even do half of the things that Erica's on this show doing. I'm sorry. I don't feel no ways bad for Erica. I mean, girlfriend the other day got off of a plane with a Gucci bag and it looked pretty new. Nobody got time for that. I'm sorry. The whole time that I'm seeing these women sit on the couch and I'm talking about Lisa, Diana, and Erica, I'm looking at Lisa's body language and it's telling me that on the inside, she is cringing. On the inside, she is so uncomfortable with Erica's behavior and the things that she's saying. But because she, like Kyle, doesn't want to face the wrath of Erica, she's keeping her mouth shut. The thing I don't get about Diana either is that she really has come down hard on Sutton. She's made assumptions about Garcelle. But Erica is showing you that she's a sloppy drunk at best. And you see nothing wrong with this? You're smiling and kiki and licking those lips like there's not a problem? Girl, bye. So the party is winding down. Lisa's telling Erica, come on, let's go. Erica's like, what? I gotta go. And here we go with Diana again. Oh, I have plenty of rooms here. Ain't nobody asked you all that. They trying to go home, okay? Nobody cares about how many rooms you have here. We know you're rich. So Garcelle comes over. Lisa and Erica leave. And Diana just apologizes to Garcelle for her behavior at her party. I just thought that was the right thing to do. So kudos to Diana for that. She says in her confessional that Garcelle seems a lot more approachable, and she doesn't know if that's because Sutton is not there or what. No, girl, that's just no, girl, that's just who Garcelle is. I haven't seen that, and obviously it's not something that was said before, so I don't think that it's really a thing. So the next scene, Dorit and PK are at home, and apparently PK was involved in a drinking driving incident. So he and Dorit are at home discussing this, and I have to say, you guys, Dorit puts on for the cameras. Like, I find her to be so fake. That whole exchange with she and PK, it did not come across as authentic at all. So in the next scene, Lisa and Erica get together. They're at Erica's house, and Erica is going over some samples of her new hairline that she has. She basically clears the room with the exception of Mikey. So Lisa sits down and she's basically having what I would consider to be intervention with Erica. And it made me look at Lisa a little bit differently in the sense that she wasn't going to jump all over Erica in front of the rest of the group, but that she actually waited for some time for her and Erica to have some alone time for her to express to her, hey, listen, girl, your drinking is out of control, okay? We're going to need you to calm it down, regroup. You've been through a lot. Let's get yourself back together. Erica does mention that when she did come home from the Christmas party, she actually hit her head, and I believe she fell or something like that. And she also acknowledges, my drinking is out of control. For someone to be so in control, I've been out of control, and I do need to make that change. Time will tell. Now we're over at Garcelle's house, and Sutton is coming over. I will tell you this, y'all. Listening to Garcelle's son, I think his name is Jade, and their interactions with each other, I'm convinced that Erica had the wrong son that day when she cursed him out. Because had she had cursed Jade out, I think Jade would have cursed her right back out. I'm just saying, she picked the right one. So while Sutton and Garcelle are together, Garcelle just pretty much fills Sutton in on everything that's been going on at this party. Sutton does reveal to Garcelle that she was home alone for Christmas, so she decided that it was a good idea to call all of her ex-boyfriends. It's never a good idea, Sutton. Never. Kyle and Dorit are getting together at Kyle's house, and Dorit actually drove herself to Kyle's house. Remember a couple of episodes before when Dorit was like she just doesn't feel comfortable being in the car and driving herself around? Well, apparently that feeling has passed. They're talking about this whole PK DUI, and there's really nothing there in this particular scene that I want to discuss, but I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on. In the next scene, Sutton is getting ready for her date. And to sum up this whole situation, I think that this guy is not going to last long. So, Sanji, it was great to see you. I know I'm not going to see you again, but thank you for coming on here and putting a face to the name. In the last scene, Erica and Garcelle get together, and Erica has the nerve. Erica asks the waitress for a tea. The waitress doesn't have tea, so she's going to go for the hard stuff and gets a cognac. And Garcelle was like, How do you go from a tea to cognac? Garcelle, you can't make it make sense, okay? So as they're talking, Erica had the nerve to call Sutton a liability. And I'm looking at Erica, well, girl, what are you? You are a walking liability. Okay, they still finding stuff out about you. Garcelle seems totally taken aback by Erica's statement, and I would be taken aback too. That is crazy for her to have said that to Garcelle. So, guys, that is pretty much the end of the episode. Next week's episode is going to probably open up with Erica and Garcelle continuing their conversation. Thank you once again so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye bye.